So now we start the unit number 4, nervous system. Okay, in which we first see introduction. The nervous system is the body's control, coordination, and communication system. It detects changes in the environment, processes information, and produces appropriate responses through electrical and chemical signals. It helps maintain body functions and behavior. Main divisions of the nervous system. First one is a central nervous system, and another one is a peripheral nervous system. In CNS, consists of brain and spinal cord, act as the control center, process information and makes decisions. What's about brain? The brain is protected by the skull and meninges. It controls through memory, movement, breathing, and all body functions. Major parts of the brain. There is three parts of the brain: cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. In cerebrum is the largest part, controls intelligence, emotions, memory, learning, speech, senses, voluntary movements. In cerebellum, coordinate balance, posture, and smooth body movements. In brainstem, there is again three subparts: midbrain, pons, and medulla. Functions of brainstem: controls involuntary actions like breathing, heartbeat, digestion, and sleep. And cerebrum is a voluntary movements, and brainstem involuntary movements, means which we can't control ourselves. Spinal cord extends from the brainstem to the lower back, protected by the vertebral column, work as a communication pathway between the brain and the body. Control reflex actions. Okay, these 2 points about central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. Next, peripheral nervous system, we also call as a PNS, made of nerves outside brain and spinal cord, connect CNS to limbs and organs. Uh, Subdivisions of PNS means peripheral nervous system. There is two subclasses: somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system, SNS or ANS. In somatic nervous system, controls voluntary activities like walking, writing, lifting objects, okay, singing, speaking. In autonomic nervous system means automatically these things happening in our body, like controls involuntary processes like heart rate, digestion, sweating, and breathing, means we can't control it. Parts of ANS like autonomic nervous system, a division, role, and examples. First one is a sympathetic system and a parasympathetic system. In sympathetic system, we also call it, it's a fight or a flight, means give a response or avoid a response. Example: increase heart rate, dilate pupils. In parasympathetic system, rest and digest. A decrease heart rate promotes digestion, in which everything is a decrease. Okay. Next, neural tissue components. What is the components of neural tissue? First one is a neurons, also called as a nerve cells. Basic functional unit that carries signals. Okay, neurons. Structure of neuron, there is five parts in structure of neuron: dendrites, cell body, we also call it as soma, axon, myelin sheath or axon terminals. Let's see everyone's function. Dendrites receive signals from other neurons. Cell body hold nucleus, control activities. Axon, long fiber that transmits signal away. Myelin sheath, fatty covering that speeds signal transmission. Axon terminals transfer signals to next neuron or a muscle. Okay, these are the structure of a neuron. And types of neuron, there is three types: sensory neurons, motor neurons, or interneurons. In sensory neurons, carry signals from organs to CNS. Sensory, organ to CNS. Motor neurons carry commands from CNS to muscles or like glands. Uh, and or interneurons connect sensory and motor neurons in the CNS. Okay, that inter means it's somehow it's a adjust or attaching each other. Okay. Second part, neuralgia. We also call it the supporting cells. Provide nutrition, support, protection to neurons. Example: astrocytes, Schwann cells, oligodendrocytes, or microglia. Next, nerve impulse transmission. How impulses are transmitted? Messages travels as electrical impulses along the axon. Communication between neurons occur at a synapse. Chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. Example: dopamine, acetylcholine. Okay, dopamine comes under sympathetic, or acetylcholine comes under parasympathetic nervous system, help transmit signals from the one neuron to the next neuron. Reflex action, automatic, fast, protective response to a stimulus. Example, pulling hand away from the hot object. It's a fast action, reflex action within a microseconds. Control mainly by spinal cord, not the brain. Okay, which factor we are considering responsible for that action? It's a spinal cord, not a brain. Functions of the nervous system. What are the functions of nervous system? Detects internal and external changes like sensory function, interprets and processes information like integrative function, controls muscle and glands to respond like motor function, maintains body coordination, balance, and homeostasis, like posture, enables memory, thinking, emotions, learning, and communication. Next, sensory function. The nervous system collects information from inside and outside the body through sensory receptors. Okay. In sensory function, mainly sensory receptors are responsible. These receptors detect changes called stimuli. Example, heat, pain, touch, and sound. Sensory neuron carries signals from body parts like central nervous system. Okay, from body parts to the CNS. Example, your skin detects heat when you touch a hot object. And next, integrative function like processing function means in between sensory or motor. The CNS means brain and spinal cord interprets, analyzes, and stores information received from sensory neurons. It makes decisions about how the body should respond. This function include thinking, learning, memory, emotions, and judgment. Okay. Example, your brain recognizes the hot sensation and decides you should move your hand away or not. Okay. These are the integrative, means like processing. Next one is a motor function, like output function. After processing, CNS sends messages through motor neurons to muscle or glands. This produces a response such as movement or secretion of hormones. Example, your muscle contract and you are quickly remove your hand from the hot object. It's a motor function. Okay, it's a like output of our function. Next, homeostasis regulation. The nervous system works with the endocrine system to maintain internal balance, homeostasis. Endocrine systems mainly work on hormones. Okay, hormone regulation. It regulates heart rate, blood pressure, body temperature, respiration, and digestion. Example, sweating when body temperature increase. It's like automatic processes. Homeostasis. Next, coordination and control of a body activities. Coordinates voluntary actions like walking, writing, reading, sleeping. Okay. Controls involuntary actions like heartbeat, digestion, breathing. Means both activities control coordination. Next, reflex actions. Protective function provides rapid, automatic responses to protect the body. Controlled mainly by the spinal cord, not the brain. Example, blinking when something comes close to the eye. It is a reflex action, means within a microsecond. Okay, we don't think about it. Ki now we are going to close the eyes or open the eyes. Automatically, these things happen. Higher cognitive functions like includes thinking, problem solving, creativity, language, reasoning, memory, and learning. These functions are mainly performed by the cerebrum. Okay, what cerebrum controls or perform for thinking, problem solving, creativity, language, reasoning, memory, and learning, in which cerebrum is responsible for that activities. Next, emotional and behavioral control. The nervous system, especially limbic system, regulates emotions such as fear, happiness, anger, stress, and motivation. Okay. Next, sensory perception and awareness helps recognize and interpret sensations such as taste, smell, touch, vision, and hearing. Okay. These are the sensory perception and awareness. Okay. These are the some functions of your nervous system, emotional and behavioral control, higher cognitive functions, reflex actions like protective functions, coordination and control of body activities, homeostasis regulation, motor function like output function, integrative function, processing function, and first one is a sensory function, or also we call it as a input function. Okay, these are the functions of the nervous system in its sensory, integrative, motor, Okay, this all point comes under nerve impulse transmission.